it was a plane originally. But then it was another one. Then another one. My producer that I'm working with at the moment, Howard Welling, actually sent me an email and had found my music on the web, which of course I responded with, yeah, right. But it turns out it was actually him, and he's worked with people like Sheryl Crow and OK Go and Smashing Pumpkins. So what happens is, if you get an email from someone that is legitimate and then you talk to them over the phone and you have a lot of similar musical aspirations and goals, you buy a plane ticket and you look at the California Driver's Handbook for a couple of days and you get in a hire car, extremely jet lagged from a 16.5-hour flight, and you drive on the other side of the road to a hotel and pass out for 2 hours, and then you go to a meeting and meet that person. That's pretty much how it went down the first time I flew to Los Angeles. Well, I was always, into music. I don't know, I would watch other people play sport, or like football in Australia is really big. Footy, for all my Australian fans out there. Footy! I always just, I was always a singer. I always played a bit of piano and a little bit of guitar in my teens. My background and my musical family, my ridiculously musical family, not other families play show tunes around the piano. Mine did. It was inevitable for me to get into music and make it my profession when I realized that I didn't want to really have another career to fall back on. Because I didn't really want to plan to fall back, because that would be silly. Unless there was some sort of mattress behind me. And that actually sounds quite appealing. So the difference between Australian-born musicians and the US-born musicians, I guess there really isn't that big of a difference. In Australia we had John Farnham. In America they had Journey. There isn't... There's differences wherever you go in the world, I guess, but as musicians, I actually think the quality of musicianship in Australia is really high. It's actually quite impressive. And the ones that end up venturing out towards other countries to pursue music, whether it's the USA or UK or Germany, there's probably a little bit more drive involved, but I guess that comes from any artist that wants to leave their homeland or their home country to go and do something that they believe in. I'm really quite amazing. Well, I'm not going to tell you anything that's really devastating, because then my friends will most likely mess with me over the preceding next couple of weeks. I know, you're asking what sort of friends are they? My friends. But I will tell you, I will share something. I'm not deathly afraid, but I do have a fear of there being food stuck in my teeth, especially things like, green or leafy foods. Even if I haven't eaten those, I do subsequently carry a pocket mirror with me wherever I go, and sometimes talk like this after I've been eating, just in case, so that no one sees anything. When it comes to classical guitar playing, I don't play classical guitar at all. I'll actually be lucky if I can somehow translate the chords that I'm coming up with. I learned to play guitar by ear, so I have a good sense of pitch and understanding of inversions of chords. But as for classical playing, no! I am currently reading a book called Perfume. I know that doesn't really sound like a sentence, does it? It's really terrifying and wonderful at the same time. I haven't finished it yet because I've been busy watching cartoons. Whether I like chocolate? Yes, I know I just look like a crazy person. Looked like. Pretty much any type. I'm not the biggest fan of white chocolate, but I'll eat it if it's there, because it's there. Yeah, chocolate. Chocolate. Maybe I have some now. My enormous head. I mean, I like to wear hats, and I know that probably exacerbates the problem somewhat, but I like people to know that proportionally I am 70% head, and like my feet are just below the view in the camera. It's pretty amazing, the proportions that I have. No. You know what? I don't know what I would like to... I would like to be remembered for music, hopefully, and not for like holding the world record of eating the most hard-boiled eggs in 10 minutes or something like that. Although that would be something to start training for now.